Today, I'm going to be showing you the secrets of how Aphex Twin makes his ambient music. I'm going to be doing this using one of the templates for my new sample pack, Definitive Ethereal Pads. The link for that's at the top of the description. It's got these 10 kits where you get the Ableton template, plus all the MIDI, the presets for Ableton for the synths, and also individual loops of the layers in each thing. Plus, there's this ambience folder, which really helps you make these kind of pads. Links at the top of the description. I've got a little $20 off coupon code just for YouTube people as well. And let's dive in. Alright, so we are at 140 BPM. Now the BPM doesn't always matter too much, but you can kind of use it to change the feel a little bit, right? Like if you want to just make the chords really long and held out, you can make it slower. Right, or you can make it fast. It's basically just going to tell you how long the chords hold out, right? And the first thing we got here is this chord layer. Now, these chords might seem complicated. I think all the reverb and stuff makes them, seem a little bit more complicated because you are getting overtones, which we'll talk about. But the main thing here is it's actually a pretty basic chord progression. If you look, we're in the key of F sharp minor. Like, that's that first chord. Right? So you can see just a very basic F sharp minor triad where I've taken that what should be the middle note and put it up an octave. And you can see when you do that, first of all, it just makes the chord a bit more epic, a bit more full, and it also helps you to hear the voices a little bit. Like, when they're so close, it can all kind of blur together. Obviously, it's still the same chord, but yeah, it just kind of helps you hear that. And then, okay, very simple, then we're moving down to the minor sixth, which would just be this D major chord there. But then we're taking that third and putting it up like way higher. Like I went 2 octaves on that one. So you can get kind of creative with the way that you're voicing the chords, but it's still the same voices. Like all of these, right? Like that fourth chord is even the same chord, but you can see I just put the third up only 1 octave there. Then here we have the minor third in our key. Right, so you can see it's actually a pretty simple chord progression, but the inversions of the chords can allow you to kind of play with different textures and make it a little bit more creative. So I really recommend playing with that. If you're struggling to make ambient music, a lot of times it might just be that you're doing too basic of a chord progression, right? So I've got that there. And then for the sound, so usually these are not going to be the craziest sounds, right? Like what it is you're basically making this pretty basic pad. Literally just 2 saw waves detuned with a little bit of a low pass filter and some vibrato for movement, but then the delay and reverb really becomes like part of the sound. Right, because you can hear all these beautiful overtones that you're getting when those kind of combine, and you also get the chords kind of ringing into each other. Right, so it kind of like blurs that. So really like a basic patch is almost better here too, because if we start going too complicated, like okay, let's put one of these up an octave, let's give it like a pitch bend on one, let's do like a sine wave, like just things to make it really crazy. Let's even detune it a bit more and give it some unison. Now let's put the delay and reverb and check it out. It's not quite as nice. Like, obviously, there's more sound there, and it's crazy and all this and that, but these basic patches getting super ambient. But then look at how much reverb there is. I mean, that's at 84% wet with a ton of decay. So, like, to really get that sound, it's not much, but you just need to make sure you do enough of it, and it's like a lot, and you'll really get that cascading thing. Another trick you can do, and this wouldn't be like the most like kind of classical mixing thing to do, but it does work very well, and this is more like sound design. We're going to use a mixing tool, but more for sound design. So what you can do is you can put a limiter on there at the end. Actually, I'll turn the ceiling up to 0 and just turn up the input gain a bit, and you'll get this cool like Right, like you can hear that reverb getting super compressed out. And again, like a lot of people would tell you don't do that. It isn't for mixing though. We're not doing that to like fix anything. We're just using it as like a sound design tool. It can even sound cool just on the sound by itself. Right, the limiter can kind of help you get this like distressed kind of like compression on the sound. So that's where you're going to want to start. The next thing is really important, especially in those Aphex tracks, to make like the crazy rhubarb pads and like, or number 3 if that's what you want to call it, right? Those kind of tunes, what he's doing is you have your chords like you've already heard, and then you add to them with a layer playing only some notes in the key, but not full chords, and it kind of all becomes one chord. Right, so here I've got the 3rd, the 9th, the 4th, and then the root. And again, it's up a bit higher too. That's really important, is like if you listen to this, obviously it's in a different octave. And so you get these like ambient sounds kind of coming together, and it creates one chord. And I think that's a really important method for this, that a lot of people, when they're wondering how to make those kind of Aphex pads, a lot of times it's this happening. Like I definitely hear this in number 3 and tracks like that, where it just creates one chord. Again, like you can see, it's the different voices that are in these chords. Like here, okay, that 3rd, it's already in that chord, but we just have another one up high. In the 2nd chord, it's not, but then you can hear it has a nice tension that way too. And then for the sound on this one, now also you're gonna want to make sure that it's kind of like a very different while also like similar sound. So you can see I've got a sine wave and a square detuned, and then we're low passing them, so it's like close, like it's very close, but it's different enough that it's like going to add to the texture, right? A bit of vibrato, and then the same deal with the delay and reverb, just really doing a lot of it. Right, and also just all those cascading delay and reverb tails really do a lot for this as well. And another thing too, that limiter method I showed you, you could also do it like where you group them. Right, and even doing that on the group can sound really cool as well. So there it is. That is how you make the ambient pads in the style of Aphex Twin. There's definitely some more methods I can maybe show you guys in another video. If you want to see it, make sure to comment that. But if you followed along, you should have everything you need to make those number 3 style pads. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this pack that has this template and all the presets, loops, the MIDI, and also 9 more. So there's 10 in total, and they're all separated. So like hundreds of sounds, plus the ambience pack. It's all at the top of the description. I got a discount code just for YouTube people. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.